I'd like to join your posse, boys, but first I'm gonna sing a little song. There's a snake in my boot. This town ain't big enough for the two of us.
What up, Roundup Gang? We are here doing a custom cloud pattern Thinkway Toys Woody. For the most part, my channel has been all about the Metacom, but it's time we give Thinkway some love, especially with their no longer existence, so moment of silence for that. Anyway, this is actually a Woody that I'm not even customizing for myself. It's actually one that a good friend of mine's son had, and I offered to fix it up just kind of as a courtesy, and it came out good. So here we go. Now what I'm doing with this Woody doll, I have a torso that I'm no longer going to be able to use. So I'm actually taking the arms off of this Woody, and I'm going to donate them to his Woody doll. They're in much better condition. The color is not faded. They aren't as butchered as the arms of his son's Woody. He tried to do some customizing to it, and they're a little too far gone for me to salvage. The other benefit is that my arms already have the little metal rod inside of them, and I put extra stuffing in them already. So technically I've already done work on the arms. I figured just a little surgical attachment would be all that would be needed. Now, once I put the arms inside of the body, I just kind of make sure they're positioned properly. And when we sew it, I actually flip it inside out. So I'm sewing the arm from the inside of the Woody doll, which is kind of a pain in the butt to get to. You'll have some cloth you have to cut through to actually get directly behind the fabric, but it definitely helped quite a bit in how it looked at the end. Just making sure that the arms look good. I'm sticking them out a little bit. I want this thing to be able to make a T, and then the arms are going to dangle because they're weighted down. But I really don't like how Thinkway sews the arms to always be in that arrow pose. So I'm keeping from making sure that's going to be the case here. So it's not going to happen. It could be nice and floppy and more movie accurate. Now here I'm not gluing down the hands, they're already in there with a zip tie, but the zip tie itself, I'm just putting some glue on the outside of the zip tie so it stays a little, or hugs the fabric a little better. And this was very satisfying. You get this boot heated up in some almost boiling water, it's like butter. It just comes right off. There you go. Look at that. You could also technically use a heat gun or a blow dryer, but in my opinion, the boiling water or almost boiling water is so much easier. These are the metal rods I'm always talking about. You can get them on Amazon. They come in a very big pack. And what I do is I use some pretty hefty bolt cutters and I cut them in half, and that's what I end up feeding into the bottom of the limbs. It gives them such a nice premium weight. It feels great in the hand. And of course, it's extra weight for them to flop around, very similar to how it is in the movies. And as far as I know, I'm the only one who does it. So if there's anyone else out there looking to customize a movie and they want to make them unique, give them a premium weight and feel, go ahead and do that. And there's the rod right there. And then I'm actually putting more stuffing into the leg as well. One of the legs was heavily deflated, for lack of a better way to describe it. So put the rod in, put a bunch of stuffing, and insert the boot. Now this vest was also donated from my other Woody. I already customized it pretty extensively, cut it to make sure it was the proper fit, and then I redid the border of the vest. Now this right here, my wife actually, while I was doing a lot of this, she was actually fixing the voice box, because what happened was he bought the Divine Child voice box, and when he was trying to put or install the pull string himself, he let the string go all the way in. So she was taking it back out and getting that fixed up. And here is us working together, putting it into the Woody doll, and then some nice stuffing to go around him. And it fit very nice. When I put it into the Medicom Woody, it was quite tight. Still fit, but barely. In this one, there was some extra room, and it fits a lot nicer in Thinkway Toys Woody doll. Easier with an extra pair of hands.
Tell the truth. Dude, look at that. Look at that.
This is the next morning, and we are going to do a little customizing to the hat. Now this hat is technically mine, but I was fixing it up a little bit so that it fit on Woody's head, so I give a proper demonstration on what he would look like with the hat sitting properly on his head. It looked really good. This hat, I also got some leather cord, and I put a new leather band around the hat so it looks a little more premium. Now this part's really tricky. I've never done this before, and I'm happy it worked out first try. It's kind of how it normally is with me. A lot of this stuff I've never done before, and it just happens to work, so that's awesome. But the problem with this Woody is my friend's son, he actually tried, or I should say attempted, to zip tie the head himself, and when he pulled out the other head and he cut the original zip tie out, he cut a little too much fabric. So there was a huge chunk missing that if you were to try to feed a zip tie through that part is just, there's no support, and his head just dangles and looks like his head's like half chopped off. So I created a little tube and I'm sewing it into the inside of the neck, and thank goodness it all happened to work out. Looks really good. You'll see here in a bit. Making sure the head looks good on there. Now time to actually put the final zip tie through. Now before I did, what I like to do is I actually like to glue the bandana to the neck of Woody. That just ensures it's always in the proper position. And sometimes if you leave the Thinkway Toys bandana just in there, it starts to ride up his neck a little too much, making his neck look too short. So this is a way to just keep it in a fixed position and give him that length of neck that Woody has in the movie. Gotta give it the floppy test. Oh yeah, there it is. Head turns, bandana stays, looks pretty good.
Oh, good job.
All right, Roundup gang, thanks so much for tuning in. If you're not subscribed, please feel free to do so. Content like this all the time. Leave a comment, share, and support the channel. And we will see you in the next video.